You don't have to be a music producer to know when a vocal feels off. We hear voices every day, so if a vocal sounds muddy or harsh, it can stand out, and not in a good way. My name's Jahan, and I've been mixing and mastering for over 10 years. Getting your vocal mix right is crucial. It's what hooks the listener and tells the story. So in this video, I'll show you 6 easy steps to get your vocals clear, balanced, and sit perfectly in the mix. Let's dive in. So I have Pro Tools open here with a pop punk song. It's basically an instrumental that's mixed down and the unmixed lead vocal. So let's take a listen to that.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last. I keep forgetting what I came here to do.
You hear how the vocal sounds kind of muddy and uncontrolled? We're gonna clean it up and we'll isolate them so you can see.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last. I keep forgetting what I came here to do.
Alright, so let's start with the EQ plugin. I basically just want to clean up this vocal, get some low-end rumble out of there that isn't necessary, and take out a little 2300 harshness that I'm hearing. So let's dial that in. First, we're going to start with a high-pass filter to remove some of that low-end rumble. On this Pro Q3, I'm just going to click over here. And if you don't know where to set this, usually 100 Hertz is a good starting point, and it's not going to cut off too much of the important vocal information. So here we can hear what it's isolating here, what we're cutting out.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last. I keep forgetting what I came here to do.
So here it is bypassed.
I'm falling way too fast.
And width.
I'm falling way too fast.
Next, we'll take out some 2300. It's just necessary for this vocal. I hear a little bit of harshness there, but it's not necessarily for every vocal.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
So I'm boosting it here, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit with a tighter cue. Before.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
And then width.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
It should be pretty subtle, but it's going to clean it up and it's going to make it easier to move forward and do the additional processing we need to do. Now that our vocal's cleaned up, it's time to shape the tone. Using EQ will increase the clarity and bring out the most pleasing aspects of the vocal to get it to pop out of the mix. So we're going to grab this SSL channel strip, and then we're going to increase the pleasing frequencies basically for vocals. I want to start with 8K, which is going to bring the brightness and kind of upfront clarity and a little bit of aggressiveness high end to the vocal. So let's hear how that works, just isolated for now.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
Here's before.
I'm falling way too fast.
After.
I'm falling way too fast.
You can hear it's a lot more, it's brighter, it's more high end, and it sounds better just overall. I'm going to boost a little 5K.
I'm falling way too fast.
You hear if I do too much there, it's too much. I'm going to bring it back down to here, maybe around 4, 3.5.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
Before.
I'm falling way too fast.
After.
I'm falling way too fast.
And then to increase the vocal presence in the mix to get it to cut through a little bit more, I'm going to increase 1.5K here.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
Without that 1.5K.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
Here I'm going to increase it to 3 so it's more obvious.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
I'm going to back it down a little bit to around 1.8. You always want to try and listen in context as much as possible when you're making these moves. It might sound great by itself with the vocal isolated, but once it's in the song, it could be completely different. So try to listen with the song while you're making these moves. By the way, do you have a go-to EQ plugin? Let me know in the comments. With the tone shaped, the next step is controlling our dynamics. Compression is going to help level out our vocals and volume and keep them consistent throughout the track. For our compressor, we're going to use this 1176 by Waves, the CLA. And basically, I'm going to go in all buttons in mode, which is basically the ratio, and it tells you how much compression you're doing. So this is a pretty aggressive setting. Release as fast as it'll go, and the attack about at noon. I'm going to turn off the analog. And we're basically looking to get around -10 to -20. Let's hear how that sounds. We're also going to turn down the output here because it's pretty hot.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last. I keep forgetting what I came here to do.
In this case, it's pretty aggressive, but you can really hear all the words that he's saying. So I'm really liking the setting. Here's before.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
And then after. Depending on the vocal, you can usually start with a 4:1 ratio. It's a little bit more gentle. In this case, I wanted something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more in your face. So I went with all buttons in. But let's hear how it sounds with 4:1. That sounds good too, but we'll stick to all buttons in. So the way the 1176 works, the attack and release all the way to the right is the fastest setting. In this case, I want the release to be all the way as fast as it goes because I want it to be energetic. And for the vocal, I wanted to catch a good amount of the attack. If the video is helping you so far, hit the like button and subscribe for weekly tips. What is your biggest challenge with mixing vocals? Drop a comment below. I'd love to help you out. Once the dynamics are under control, let's tame any harsh sibilance. Harsh S and T sounds can stick out. We can use a de-esser to help tame them. Here we're going to grab this Waves de-esser. It's important to set your frequency here. The sibilance usually lives in the 4 to 8K range, so let's hear what the de-esser is doing. It's important not to go too hard on the de-esser. I'm definitely guilty of this. I used to slam the hell out of it. So just make sure on this plugin at least that you're going between like -3, -6-ish, give or take. Let's hear it just soloed in isolation so we can hear what it's really doing.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
Listen specifically to the S's and T sounds with it bypassed.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
Engage it.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
So controlling sibilance is super important to get your vocals sounding professional and balanced. You don't want the S's and T's to poke out because they're going to be distracting to the listener. Be careful at this stage because de-essing too much can make your vocalist sound like they have a lisp. Now that our vocal is balanced, we can enhance it even further by adding harmonics with saturation. This step adds warmth, richness, and it's going to help the vocal stand out without sounding overprocessed. Think of saturation like seasoning. The right amount can enhance the flavor, but too much can be overwhelming. So here we have Virtual Tape Machines by Slate Digital. I'm basically just leaving it here on 0 dB. Let's hear it without.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
And with.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
As you can probably hear, it sounds a little bit more rich. It's got more harmonics to it, and it's going to help it sit a little bit better in a more dense mix like metal or pop punk. So let's hear what we have so far in the context of the mix.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last. I keep forgetting what I came here to do.
We are almost there. This vocal is about to sit perfectly in the mix. Finally, we'll create depth using effects like reverb and delay. This adds space to the vocal, making it feel polished and professional. In the context of a pop punk mix like this, you want to keep the reverb pretty tight. You don't want to go for like an 80s karaoke vibe here. So here I have a basic reverb plugin that comes with Pro Tools. It's called Deverb. We're using the Room 2 on a medium, 1.3 seconds of decay. Mix is 15% because I have it loaded directly onto the channel. I'm not using aux send or anything like that, so it should be pretty dry on the dry side here. Let's hear how it sounds without it first. And then with. In the mix is pretty subtle, but it gives it just the right amount of glue to kind of sit on top of the track. Let's hear it in isolation. Here is bypassed.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
And with it on.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
It's just giving a tiny little tail to everything he says. All the words are kind of stretched out a little bit. I'll exaggerate it so you can hear what it's doing.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
So then to blend it in, I'm just going to keep it 15% around there.
I'm falling way too fast. I hope this night doesn't last.
So now we have our finished vocal. Let's hear how it sounds after all the processing. If you found this helpful, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss my next videos. But I want to know, what's the biggest challenge you face with mixing? Make sure you drop a comment below. I'd love to create a video that tackles it.